Central Park in New York is a place where the city breathes, but when a snowstorm covers it with a white blanket, the park hides secrets deeper than it seems. One such night, when the wind sang its cold song, no one expected that an old business, forgotten by all, would be resurrected, and not using people but thanks to a dog. His name was Storm, a German shepherd with eyes that saw through the darkness and that knew no fatigue. Here he is, Storm, and his partner, Officer Matt. They stood at the edge of the park, where snow was already sweeping the paths. Matt rubbed his hands, exhaling clouds of steam. "Storm, today is cold even for us," he said. But the dog did not listen. He raised his head, sniffed the air, and growled softly. Matt frowned. "What do you hear, buddy?" The dispatcher's voice was barely audible through the noise of the storm. Matt sighed. "An old case," but Storm was already moving forward, dragging his words. Something was waiting for them in the snow. Matt knew about an old case. 5 years ago, a man disappeared in Central Park, a key witness in a robbery. The bank was never found, and the evidence, the key to millions, was consumed in flames. The case had become a legend in the department, but no one believed it would be solved. But that night, someone called anonymously, "Search the park." Matt thought it was a joke, but Storm didn't. His nose had already caught something, a faint but distinct scent hidden under the snow. They went deeper. The trees hummed in the wind, the paths disappeared under the white carpet. Matt shone his flashlight, but visibility was almost zero. "Storm, this is madness," he muttered. But the dog did not stop. He dragged Matt to an old oak tree by a frozen pond. There Storm began to dig. Fast, persistent, his paws. Scattered snow. Matt crouched down next to him. "What did you find?" And then something metal flashed from under the snow. Matt pulled out the contents. An old key and a yellowed piece of paper with the words East Bridge written on it. He frowned. "It's half a mile from here." But Storm did not wait. He listened, threatening the shadows. Matt shouted, grabbing his gun, but there was no answer. Only the sound of quickening footsteps. Storm leaped forward, his bark breaking the silence. One of the figures stopped. The other drew his knife. Matt shouted, "Storm, back!" But the dog didn't lunge, knocking him off his feet into the snow. But the officer fired like thunder, disappearing into the storm. They were on the right track, but someone didn't want them to reach the end. Matt and Storm moved toward the Eastern Bridge. The storm was gathering strength, the snow blinding his eyes, the wind pushing back. Matt had the box in his pocket, the key clutched in his hand. "If it's what I think, Storm, we're done with this," he said. But the dog didn't hear. He kept going, his paws digging through the snow, his nose following the trail. They reached the bridge, an old stone one, almost hidden by the storm. Storm stopped the bridge's foundations and began digging again. Matt crouched down beside it, helping with his hands. A metal hatch appeared beneath the snow and earth, a small rusty one with a lock. Matt inserted the key nearby, turned it, click. The hatch opened. Inside lay a package wrapped in plastic. "Storm, you're a genius," Matt gasped. Suddenly, Storm growled louder than ever. Matt turned. 3 figures emerged from the darkness, this time with clubs and knives. "Give me the package," one of them growled. Matt raised his gun. "Back up." But the storm drowned out his voice. Matt grabbed the walkie-talkie. "Urgent help! East Bridge!" Storm stood nearby, but not backing down. Reinforcements arrived in half an hour. The attackers were caught. The evidence was taken to the station. Matt and Storm sat in the car, warming themselves. The officer looked at the dog. "You found a way, Storm. Thanks to you, we closed this." The dog rested its head on his knee, its eyes shining with peace. Storm says, "Loyalty will always find a way, even through the storm and the darkness." Did you like the story? Like it. Write in the comments what your song would be looking for in the park. Subscribe. More mysteries ahead.